Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes. We have quite a selection of drawings tonight. Sketchbook Heroes and Sketchbook Warriors, we're taking on these challenges. Thank you for stepping outside your comfort zone and taking on challenges. I'm going to go fast and I'm going to go slow. There's some really good drawings. So you got to find your speed. Don't get bored. Don't get overwhelmed, right? You got to find your sweet spot. So, I'm going to start off slow and then we're going to speed up. So what are we drawing tonight? Here we go. Let's do this real quick. Let's stop wasting time. Here we go. Not that. We're drawing, here we go. We're going to be drawing, here's our selection of drawings. I added some stuff, and that's not the first drawing we're going to be doing. This is our first drawing. So really simple stuff. We're going to start off simple, and then we're going to go a little more complex, and then a little more complex. I put these in an order. These are submitted by students from our meetup, and we'll probably sketch these. These are actually kind of complex. They're simple but complex. So I might not describe them too much. There's a lot going on. I like that. That's far side. Some of these we might skip. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing on time and how I'm feeling. There was a few people that asked for flowers, and here they are. There's a really nice set of flowers. I think we've drawn this one before, but it's really good. We'll take a review, and then we've got some really free-flowing lines to draw flowers. I really like this, just abstract a little bit on those designs. And drawing ribbons. Yes, I mentioned that on Tuesday's class. And here we are drawing ribbons. It's a good exercise. Good, just we'll go over that since this was uploaded by students. And here's a how-to. That's great. And just fun, flowing, something to do. And really think about space. You're creating space on a flat surface. That's a challenge in itself. And this one too, this is a really simple drawing, but it's really complex because of the shading and detail and texture. But the drawing is pretty simple. It's a pretty simple drawing, but yeah, there's a lot of, I call it icing. There's a lot of icing on this cake, the shading and stuff like that. But the drawing itself is simple, but the icing is a little more heavy on the icing. This is complex. This was interesting. It's, dealing with space. That's pretty cool. I don't know if we'll get to that. And this one too, I might skip those, but they would go there. And then we have Oswald, Evolution. The Disney 100, we had a few people, a whole conversation going in the comments as far as Disney 100. I'm not sure which one. We might just draw Mickey. I'm not sure by the time we get there. And then this one, yes, this is the first AI. This is this is an AI drawing. I'm really into AI. All the AI stuff that's coming out. It's insane. I have a whole webpage over here I was mentioning early on AI at my Brain Tools. If you type in AI artificial intelligence, here all these videos, how to learn to code fast using ChatGPT, all this other stuff, all the stuff that's going on. But this was created with AI, artificial intelligence. It's really interesting how it works. If you have questions on this, hey, put them in. I can answer. I actually know a lot about this stuff. I've been studying it and following it, and I'm going to be using it myself on doing portraits. I'm going to be doing portraits. This last one was really good. This last one, I think, where was it? This one, Jenna, good for, yeah, this one. Because this is my TV family portraits. I'm going to be doing that. Here, that one. This is a really good one. You know, it talks about creating stuff with AI. And he's really good examples. This guy's really good. Olivio Saricas. I probably butchered his name, but really good stuff. A lot of good stuff out there on AI. We'll draw this one too. That was a suggestion that was put in the in somewhere else. Here's a artificial intelligence. I painted this as one of my paintings. This is my last painting I did. I painted that. It's one of my paintings. And then my trip to Washington, DC. This is a tangent right there. We've got, just like me going off on tangents. Lighting, I was really interested in lighting. You can see the light hitting the Washington Monument here. We got to all the way to the top. It's 500 feet to the top. Really interesting. And here's it's about the same time of day, but from the back, you can see this side is in shadow. It's really interesting how light affects things. And here you can see the light and the dark, where the light is coming from the right. It's good to know where the light's coming from and have an idea, you know, where's the light. And the major light is the sun. Sun, interesting. And here, this looks like a fisheye lens, but it's it was done, it's just a natural, it's just so big. But there's a vanishing point that's way up here. You can see all these columns kind of going up would go to a vanishing point. Even these shadows actually would go to a vanishing point, which is the sun. Actually, if you follow these, we can put those in. Someone sent this for generated images, Iliad, on in our chat. Let's see. I'll click on it, see what happens. Iliad, yeah, co-create with a powerful AI generation system for game designers. Ooh. Yeah, there's so much stuff. There's this one guy who puts out weekly, every week he puts out stuff for AI, mid-generation editing, yeah, and even creating games. It's we're in for a ride, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even if you don't understand what's coming with all this stuff, it is insane. If you haven't even played with Chat GPT, you just it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. I've been following this for years, actually. Well, I have my AILA sticker too. I was at an AI meeting. That's where my my computer stuff was taken outside. Anyways, let's finish this up. I added some new photos, and hopefully they're ooh, this was really good. This was at the National Portrait Gallery. You can see studying the hands. The artist studied his hands probably. Was a live drawing, even part of another one. You can see down here a sketch for something a little more with people around him, and the hands in different poses and stuff. Really nicely done. If you want to zoom in on that, I don't like. They changed this. I can't zoom in. And there I am with Barack, and here I am with property of the Capitol Police. Oh my gosh. They had Van Goghs. They had quite a few Van Goghs. Were really great. The detail and stuff. Oh my gosh. I've seen a lot of his work. And I'm very impressed by it. And yeah, there we are. Oh, back there. Oh, I have to refresh it because I added some new pictures. Let's see if they're here now. Oh, let's see. There should be. Oh, no. I guess they didn't make it. Or maybe those are the pictures. I don't know. All right, let's get started. Let's get this party started. So here we go. Anything in the chat? All right, here we go. We're going to start off with this drawing. Very simple, but when you're first learning, you got to break things down into shapes. Break things down into shapes. So again, we are going to start simple and we're going to speed it up. So no matter what step you're at, if you don't get bored if we're going too slow, it's good review. It's good practice, or you can go at your own speed. Draw this several times. Do this your own way. Take it. Don't let don't let the teacher. There's a saying by Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, don't let schooling get in the way of your education. But the biggest shape I see here is a circle. Now there's a little bit of a bang right here. You can see a kind of little bit of a dent. Or you can see a little flatness, but even if you draw a circle as perfect as you can, which is really hard to do, that you'll get really close because you can see that circle, a little bit of a push, and that's really slight, and then you can see the arms that are on there, that go there, and then you can see this too. There's a slight slant too. There's a slight slant. It's not perfect, but these are mostly squares. This is actually an orthographic view. This is a three-dimensional form, which is like this, a form like this this paint, but instead of being a cylinder, they've straightened it out. So you just see rectangles, shapes. All right, so why don't we start off with this? Oh, wow, let's break this down a little further because yeah, we're gonna break it down. I don't get to break a lot of these drawings down. You can see that angle, and you can see the face is all in that bottom half. So we just break things down into fourths. I actually came up with something that was really interesting on Tuesday's class. Tuesday was really good. So if you want to go to absolutebeginner.org, that takes you to our YouTube channel. And Tuesday's class was really good. We started doing caricature drawings, and I feel like I broke it down pretty well. All right, welcome. We got more people coming in, a few stragglers today. We're already starting, and that's fine. You come in and go anytime you want. We do start off with the simple stuff first, breaking this simple drawing down. Let's see what other stuff, and tangent there. You can see these angles and these lines. Sometimes you can imagine them, just keep going. This really helps. Using your imagination helps with your drawing. If you can imagine these lines like going on to see this angle and this shape here. This is almost square. If I was do a square, the square is probably right in there. Right. There we go. And that rectangle. And then the relation of these two. Somebody asked about proportions in our questions, which will, in about 10 minutes after this drawing, we'll go over the questions. We have questions. And that's what we're going to be focusing on our classes on questions. Questions. What are your questions? You should be curious. You should have questions. All right, so here it is. You can see the circle broken into fourths. So why don't we screenshot that and get started on this one? I broke it down. I can probably break it down more, but that's actually not too bad. Here we go. That's a good start, especially just breaking that down into fourths. You can really see how that's constructed, how it's put together. All right, there we go. Let's get started. Woohoo! Welcome. All right, it's going to be a fun night. We got quite a few drawings. We already went through them. Here's our questions. We will go over those later. After this drawing, probably. Eladio, my video's turned off too. Can you take a moment to fix it? Oh, your video's turned off. I don't know. I don't know if you're. I don't know what to do. That's we need to call tech. Can call. Oh my gosh, who are they called? They were called the. All I can do is highlight myself. I don't know. Well, we are recording, so it will be up. I'm spotlighting myself. That's all I can do. Your video's turned off. I don't know. I don't know what else. I can see it. Okay, people can see. So all right, there's people that can see. I don't know what trouble you're having. All right, so let me post it. I didn't post my picture. All right, so we're gonna start off with a circle. Actually, we'll draw it really big. Nope, it's not downloaded. What happened? Usually it just downloads. Oh, I don't know. My computer's been doing weird updates. Oh, there we go. All right, let's start off with that circle. Here we go. There's a circle. And just free form sketch a circle. Doesn't, we're sketching. It should be a sketch, try to sketch it. And there's a slight little dent there. Let me see. There's other little ones, but I think that's the biggest, just a slight little push, but it's still pretty close to being a circle. And then we're going to break this into fourths, right? The fourths, use the fourths. Today's May 4th. May 4th. Nobody actually submitted any Star Wars drawings, so that's interesting for May 4th, but it's all good. We have our drawings for tonight. But we have this angle about the middle, about at this angle. There's a slight angle, probably. Try to get that angle. Again, we use wrap to draw, ratios, angles, proportions, practice, persistence, placement, patience. And then this angle here is perpendicular, which means a 90-degree angle to that. And there we go. There's our fourths. We're using the fourths, Luke, on May 4th here. May 4th, use the fourths, right? Just breaking things down, really observing, seeing how things are put together. There's one eye right about there. There's another eye right in the middle of this side. See, we're really looking at fractions. Fractions, yes, math. Fourths. Really don't have to use more than fourths, thirds. Usually, and fractions can, we can go down to infinity. Imagine a half of a half of a half. We keep breaking this in half, breaking that in half, break that in half, and half, and half, and half to infinity. You can just keep going, which is insane of a thought, of a mind exercise. Speaking of exercises, that's what somebody was asking about. So there's our two eyes, one right about there, right really close to there, and the other one right on the middle, probably a little more this way. At a slight angle too. It's going at that angle too. Notice the angles, ratios, angles. And then the mouth in here. All right. Oh, did I record? I think I did record my little trip. And there we go. And then really soft. This is tough when you're first new. Getting soft edges. But there's a circle shape here and another circle shape right in here. These cheeks. Circle shapes. And then we've got the arms, really cool arms. You can see how I broke it down into just simple shapes, straight shapes, because the curves can confuse you when you're first starting. And then seeing these hands are like the distance from the head to the table, or this one line. I'm using a trick here. I'm using the edge of my paper to get a straight line. So I'm putting my pinky on it. And then I'm just almost using it like a See, there's all these little tricks that you learn just by doing. You learn by doing, and just little by little, you get better and better and better. It's about that 1%, always trying to improve. That's key. That's really key. You just do it and do your best. Like Maya Angelou says, she goes, do your best until you know better. And then when you know better, you'll do better. You just got to do your best. I posted sort of a Death Star. It's too late. It's too late. I'd rather take the more advanced version, perhaps what you call intermediate. My skill level is far ahead of simple images. Well, we will be going into a little more advanced later tonight. We start off simple. This is beginner class tonight. And then we do go, yeah, if you saw the images that we're doing. All right, because this is important, because even though this is simple, it's proportions where people struggle. People struggle. So we're looking at just the relationship, I mean, of this pot to the head, right? So the pot is about, I didn't show it, but it's about half the size of this head. So we get that measurement there, bring it over. And then the distance, we're looking at the placement, the distance from that to the pot. It would probably be over here. I'm really cutting it close to this edge of the paper, which I normally try not to do. But it's kind of hard to talk, and I know, excuses, but a slight angle and angles, all this stuff, all this looking at and really trying to, yeah, you can come back in an hour. I don't know if you're still here and see where we're at. Yeah, you can go in and out. It's not a big deal. I don't get offended, and it's all good. Like here, my ratios should be a little bit wider. A little bit wider. I can see the height compared to the width. That's ratios, the height compared to the width. Basically, that's how many squares can fit. There's 1 square, 2 squares. I would probably even say 3 squares. It's about 3 squares wide. 3 squares wide. That's the ratio for that. And there's a slight angle. If you get it, great. If you don't, it's a beginner thing, because these angles here, this one's a little bit straighter, like perpendicular or straight up and down, and this one has a little bit more of an angle, to it. And it's probably a little bit longer. It's okay. We're just doing it for fun. It's all fun. We're shooting at these targets. All right, and then we've got right in here. We've got the stem coming up in here. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if it's going too slow, you might get bored. But you know, just listen, and you can do your own drawing. You don't have to do what we're drawing. Just get that. I know, because eventually. I'm not going to be doing this beginner stuff anymore. Once we have the videos and once I have my website, it's like, okay, I'm just going to refer you to that. I'll just take questions. And that's what we're going to be starting to do. We're just going to take questions and really handle the questions, because that's where the learning is. What's your question? What are you struggling with? What are you having trouble with? Proportions, all right. And that's just practice. Proportions is how big something is compared to something else. And like here, I can see comparing this is probably going a little bit higher than it should compared to the head, probably a little bit lower. And that's okay. I can see it. I'm off. No big deal. Don't get bent out of shape. I mean, that's, you know, if I wanted to draw it lighter and get it, you know, more accurate. All right, I think that's it. Just softening this, getting a soft edge on these cheeks and getting a little more accuracy. There's our first drawing for the night. You know, here's the arms. There's a little bit of overlapping. This one's behind. This one's in front. A little more curves. I'm curving some of this stuff out, almost like a little bit of a shoulder there. And I can probably use a marker on top of all this stuff to make it a little bit better. And then there's a little thing on the top of the head, just to the right in here, up in here. Nice little echoing of these shapes here, kind of like a little. What is this? It looks like a little heart, kind of like a little heart right there. I can kind of see this as a big shape like that. And then see the little heart kind of shape on a hair. That's cute. So cute. All right, and the thickness of line, there's quite a thickness of line. I would probably do a marker, use a marker to get that, but that's pretty accurate. And draw it as big or small. There we go, first drawing. Oh, I can see that these are good images to start with. Students will learn to observe detail and proportion, but this is not for me. All right. Okay. Thank you. Leaf, tapered tail. Yes. The leaf is a tapered tail. Or tapered tail. All right. Cool. Let's go to the next one. All right. Share my screen. Let's start picking it up. People are. All right. Yeah. This is a beginner class. But look at this, getting a little more complex here.
What did the person say who said this wasn't for him?
Oh, this person said, I can see that these are good images to start with. Your students will learn to observe detail and proportion, but this is not for me. I'll check in again later for the more advanced class. I will do as you suggest and check back in an hour, 8 p.m. And thanks and see you then. All right, so they'll be back in an hour. Let's speed it up till they get there.
Yeah, I try to do super easy ones for me at the beginning.
That's great. No, that's great. You got to know what lane you're in. It's like, if you're some people, you see them driving the fast lane, you get intimidated, but it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just, looking at the shapes, and then the shapes get more complex. But here we go. Start off with these simple shapes. The circle here, you can see the circle for this head. Then you can see smaller circles on the side, or like an oval shape. You can actually see two different shapes here. And you've got to learn to see like even both or more, and try to make these connections. And you can see that here, this pulls down a little bit. There's a little bit of a pull at the bottom. This is Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, and there's a little bit of squeeze on the sides too. So there's a little bit of squeeze. Yeah, a little bit of a squeeze. So it's not a perfect circle. You can see that, a little bit of a squeeze, and then a little bit more of a pull. We need to pull down at the bottom. Yeah, if I were to be able to just pull that one dot without pulling the whole thing. All right, so we got that. Let's and you can see the eyes are right in the middle. Eyes are right in the middle. There's a slight slant. There we go. Right in the middle. Slight slant. But I'll just do it straight across, so you can see the slant. I'll do it a little bit different this time than my other drawing. There's that half. Then you can see that the mouth is on that side. And then here we break this in half again. And you can see everything kind of fit in this area. Notice how it fits in that fourth or third. No, it's a fourth. Yeah, it's a fourth. It's a half of a half. And then you can see even that these hands kind of like going in there. And those are also kind of like circle shapes. I mean, they're kind of like parts of the circle. If you kind of almost see that circle, those circle shapes in there. And here too, I mean, they're really close. They're a little squeezed. They're a little bit wider. But they're right in there. All right, and how big they are compared to, actually, ooh, that's a good one. Let's see, if we get this size of the ear and bring it down, you can see it's about a fourth. Yeah, that 1/4. Using the fourths again, use the fourths, Luke. Oh, let's do one more up here, see where those eyebrows are, might as well. And here we go. That should probably be a fourth right in there. Now let's use that comparison. One's a little higher, one's a little lower. Placement. Taper tail. And then we can actually even break this into fourths as well. That would also help. Yeah, we'll do that real quick. Bam, bam. Oh, it's probably off. I would probably say it's a little more over there. We'll move it right now. This one should be a little bit more. Probably even, oh, like a square. Oh, yeah, that's it. That should be like a square shape. There we go. And here, this is the hardest part. Trying to see like the distance here and here. This probably goes over even more. This one probably over a little more. Yeah, there we go. Should be a square in there. That's interesting. All right, and this is what I meant. This ear is about a fourth. So we can use that. There's a fourth. Oh, so something's off right there. It's okay, it's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of good. Because sometimes you want to do it perfect, and sometimes you don't even do it good because you're scared of it being not perfect. But that's okay. It's all the ear. Ooh, look at that. Ear is a good echo of that round shape there. All right, let's do this. Let's jump on in. All right. Let's see. Oh, that I guess that message was just sent to me, and I didn't mention the person's name. Good. Just being respectful. All right, here we go. Copy that. Send it out. Send it out to the universe. Winnie the Pooh. Let's do it one more time without. I'm going to send it out again without the drawings, without my notes. So if you want to do it on your own, there it is. Capture and send. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Oh, okay. I don't know if, all right. Was I sharing? Well, it's in the chat. It should have shared because I don't, yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll start off with our circle. Start off with our circle. Where here's my pencil. Again, another circle. And then we'll break, find which circle you like. That's my circle. And then you can go in there, see, and just if you do it light, you can choose which circle you like. Break that into fourths, half, right there. It's about half, and then half. We got a pizza pie broken into fourths. Again, my fourth, use the fourths. And then we're going to break that into fourths this way, the halfway point there. I'm trying to see that point, fourths. And then here to that. I'm trying to see the halfway point from here to here. Don't let this line confuse you. This curve can confuse you because I see that even now. It should be lowered a little bit because there's optical illusions, and there's some that were posted tonight. How other lines can affect, you know, what you see when you really have to focus on these points and then try to see imagine the center, the middle. That's important. And then same thing here. Just look at this line and try to imagine the center. Same thing over here, center, and I think that should be good because it looks like it's more off the side because these curves here confuse. Yeah, I've seen optical illusions, and that's what's happening here. That's what's happening, and that's what happens sometimes. You're trying to draw something, and those, yeah, you can get confused. Should be a square in the middle. There we go. All right, let's do this. So the nose is right on the center. We'll start off with the nose. The nose is like right in there. How big is it? We could probably break this into fourths. So probably it's a little bit more than a fourth. There's half, and then this is a little bit more than a fourth. A little bit on that side. It's quite a bit of an oval shape, bean shape, an oval shape. It's like an oval shape. Right about, oh, let's see, how wide is it? Yeah, it's less than a half. If I were to break this into halves. And that's basically what I'm seeing. This is more complex. This is more complex, trying to get that right. And it's got a little bit of a highlight on there right in the top. I mean, because I can really even describe exactly where it's at, breaking it down, but then put people to sleep. You don't want to do that. Over describe something. Unless you're like you're really learning, saying, oh, where is that at? You can see where that is at. And then the mouth, starting a little bit on this side. Here's the middle. I would probably say a little bit below, or actually right about the middle. But on the left side, it comes up and then round up to that, almost to the nose, almost aiming up to the nose. And right at that nose is that cheek. There's a little bit of a cheek line. It looks like the letter J kind of coming up and right in there, right in that spot. That helps with proportion, how big something is compared to something else. See, seeing those relationships. All right, that's where that's at. Then we got the eyes coming in. We got one eye right on top of this line, right on that side, right there, right about that big. And what you got to do is you got to just look at the relationships. How big is this eye? I mean, we can draw a bigger, smaller, but there's a relationship. And that's okay if it's too big. You say, oh, I drew them too big. Oh, next time. Or if you want to try it again, hey, you know, it's up to you how many times you want to hit your head to the wall. I mean, it helps. You'll break through the wall, but you might break your head too. So, I mean, it is that patience, persistence, keeping at it. It's the practice. This eye is a little bit higher. It's right there. Look at that cute face already. And then we got the cheeks. Let's get those cheeks in here, right in here on this side, starting on this square right here. You can see it kind of coming out here, a little cheek. Then over here too. And there's a little bit of a squeeze, I remember, a little bit of a squeeze on the head. And a little bit of a pull at the bottom, beneath the pull. Yeah, just a little bit of a pull. So like a little bit of a chin kind of pull. And those are just really slight things that artists do that when you're observing, you don't notice. Because it's just so slight of hand. All right, let's get that other cheek in there. Other cheek goes up from this square down to here, down to this square right in there, right in there, fits right in there. There we go. It's probably a little more rounded, but it's all good. Let's get those arms in there. And I would probably say that there's like a circle shape, which we noticed here before, another circle shape. Oh, another line, just like our other drawing. We got a line for on the table. I'm seeing a pattern, patterns, things that repeat. So again, I'm using my bottom of my paper as a guide to get a straight line. I can't draw a straight line. Well, look at that. You got to know the tricks. All I can draw is a stick figure. That's good. Actually, it's a really good start. The stick figures are good. Oh my gosh, the AI stuff. There's this AI program. All you need to do is move a stick figure around, or even draw your own stick figure, and the AI will do a realistic character in that pose. It is wild. It is wild. It is wild. It's coming, people. It's coming. All right, let's get those cheeks on here. I think they're throwing my hands off a little bit. Let's get those cheeks. There's some cheeks in here, right in the center. Let me take a look. Oh, they're above the center, a little bit above the center line. Not that big, I would say. Let's see. I would probably say, I don't know. Oh, I don't have them. I don't have the guides in there, but I'm going to assume it's about that big. Draw it light, and then tell you it's right, and then you draw it dark. So let's say those cheeks are somewhere in here. They kind of fit right above that center line, coming down about there. And it's, I mean, you can almost even see it all as one big shape together. But that comes down. So I'm going to bring that out onto that arm. Not that much. There we go. And then the top of his head, we did squeeze up all together already. I'm just going darker. I can probably go with a marker would be nice. And that's what we've been using, a marker on our character days on Tuesdays. Right. We'll go over the questions right now after this. And right here in this corner, we got the ear. We got one ear. It's about the size of about a fourth of that circle. I would say about a fourth right there. And then on this side too, another fourth right in there. I think somehow this is bigger. That's okay. I should say it's, and there's some overlapping. That ear, this oval shape kind of is behind that head shape. It's like attached. So you're gonna use your imagination that it's like that, like there. I think that's good. All right, eyebrows. Let's do the eyebrows. This one on the right is right on the line. I would probably even say it's a little bit more to the right. That's okay. It should have been a little bit more to the right, but it's this shape. But it's on this right on the line. It should have been a little more over there. That's okay. Thicker on the left, and then it comes down to a point slightly. Let's see if we can nail this one. Yes, it's right above the eye. It should have been a little bit closer to the right. That's okay. We take our shot, and if you want to be a perfectionist, erasing, we want to practice our drawing, not our erasing. Just say, oh, okay, I missed it. That's okay. You missed that exit. I know some people, oh my gosh, they're driving. I've been driving out to the valley, and some people they miss their exit, but they still try to make it. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Just stay calm. You missed the exit. It's okay. You can get off on the next exit. You can cause an accident. You can you can get a ticket. My cousin got a ticket for that. Yeah, it's not it's just being, sometimes people, it's stress. It is stress. People get stressed out. They got to be somewhere or do something. And life has its pressures. That's why drawing is good. Take it at your own pace, wherever you're at, because life will throw stuff at you. I know that for a fact. Life will throw stuff at you. And it's good to practice. It's good to prepare. I mean, that's like, okay, I didn't get it this time. I'll get it next time. It's better to, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Also, it's better to sweat during training than bleed during battle. This is all the sweat. We're putting sweat equity, the practice. So we're putting the practice in. So when you actually get to a real drawing, you do it easier and faster and what we're doing here. All right, the next ones we're gonna do really fast right after I go over the questions. I'm gonna go over the questions tonight. See, this hand just disappears right there, just right there. See how I attach that? A little bit of, it doesn't come down to an exact point, but it looks like it's pulled down a little bit. So I'm gonna pull it slightly. I need to pull. Are my cheeks going out too far? No, I think that's fine. We got this other hand down here, up, overlapping how artists create space. This is one of the ways artists create space. We call it space pods. Placement, things that are lower are closer, things that are higher up are further back. Then you got overlapping is the O. Things in front, things behind, overlapping. Then you have detail and dissonance. Things that are further back, you lose detail and dissonance. You have a dissonance. It's things kind of like dissolve into the background color, like the sky color. That's atmospheric dissonance. All right, there's this wrinkle that goes in here. It's kind of like echoing that top right in there, but it's only this part of that line and this part of that line right there. See, right there, and that's like his handkerchief or whatever he has. There he is, Winnie the Pooh. Let's unfinished. Oh, I think he's got these two little lines here. Baby Pooh. The wrinkles, yeah, part of the wrinkles. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's go over these questions. So they're topics, questions. We're going to get rid of topics, but we're going from order. People posted these. Beach, I don't know. We don't have any beach stuff tonight, but yeah, just keep practicing. We have drawn water and done all that stuff. Beginner drawing faces, landscapes. We had some of that. Once I get my webpage going, you can say, hey, we have a page on just drawing faces and all the resources. Same thing with the landscapes. These are topics. Topics are going to go away for a while. June break as well. I'm probably taking a June break and a July break, so we won't be drawing. We won't be. What I'm going to do. So keep an eye on our videos. I'll be working on the videos and the web pages because it's just really, I really need to focus on that. That's why we're going to take a break from making videos. We're going to edit them and put them up and put them in order, as I've been repeat myself a lot. So now I can just say, hey, watch these videos first. And tonight is just practice. All we do is practice. Line drawing, that's all it is. It's line drawing, drawing lines. We do line drawings, shoes, drawing shoes. That's interesting. Post those pictures, post pictures of animals and we'll draw them. Whatever you got to post those pictures. Portraits, we did step back. Oh, take a step back and cityscapes. So we got a building tonight. Yeah, and just practice portraits, mandalas. Yeah, again, post those pictures. Surrealism, I love surrealism. And then they struggle with finishing pieces. Yeah, see, this is good. I kind of highlighted that. And somebody talked about motivation too. It is about the struggle sometimes, and just letting things go. There's certain things you can do. Each struggle is different. Sometimes you don't feel like drawing for different reasons. And I talked about motivation and purpose and stuff. I think was it last week. I'm going to probably have a web page on that too. And I've seen other stuff, but it's really just knowing your why and knowing what's holding you back. And sometimes it's fear. Sometimes, a lot of times it's fear of making mistakes, fear of criticism. So it's overcoming those fears, and it's just false expectations appearing real. It appears real. And that's where drawing is actually, you get over some of your fears and like, hey, that's why you're a warrior. You're a hero. You can conquer some of this stuff. And proportions, that's a big step. Somebody knows about, that's another challenge. You just knowing proportions, basically how big something is compared to something else. And you making those comparisons. If you're blowing things out of proportion, the head is bigger than the body. And proportions. And it's just practice, really. It's just practicing, seeing the proportions, seeing the big shapes, starting with the papa shapes. I called them papa shapes on Tuesday. The papa shapes, and then the mama shapes, and then the baby shapes, the details, and just going through that process. Curious, where should I start? That's it, just being curious. That's awesome. And then once we get my webpage, that's it. It's really just practicing for now. Where should I start? Anywhere, really. But there are things. Start off with simple. You got to find out where you're at. when I get my videos going, that'll be a great way to start, because it's going to be really quick, short 5 to 10 minute videos that will kind of explain everything that is as concise as I can get it. And then you just go through it and practice. It really is about the practice. Beach, ocean people. Yes, those are more topics. Shading techniques. That's the icing on the cake. Don't worry about the icing. Got to worry about making the cake first. And the icing, all the shading and all that stuff comes afterwards. Total beginner, but would love to improve my drawing. Yes. What's that one? Bless you. Nature, pictures. We'll get Disney, 100 years. We're going to be doing that. Faces, people, flowers, more. Just these are just mostly topics. Awesome skill to learn. Yes, it is. It is an awesome skill to learn. And a couple more things. I will do those after our next drawing. All right, let's continue drawing, because that's why we're here. We're here to practice. Practice. A June and July break, question mark. I found this class last summer because all my other classes took the summer off. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking of taking the summer off. I haven't taken, well, yeah, 2 years without taking the summer off. So, yeah, you know, the videos will be there. if you want to keep in touch, post. Oh, you can keep in touch. Let's share my screen. That's actually be a good intro. Yes, because I know. So if you want to keep in touch, I'll be around. So if you want to draw, we can actually even draw that one next. But if you go to, well, I guess go to our meetup. If you go to the meetup, let's go to meetup. Meetup. Our meetup here in the class description. Let's go there. Drawing Foundations, 3,530 members. Thank you so much for being a member. A lot of stars. I really appreciate that. If we go here to any of these, you go here. I looked at those comments already. 52 attendees. We have 15 of you here tonight. A lot of people signing up and not making it. All right, come on. Here we go. All right, so if you go here, then here it is, Sketchbook Hero. There's our website, Sketchbook Hero website. That takes you to sketchbookhero.com. That's our website with the videos. And this is where, this is the class. So this is important here. This is the 0. It's about you, really. Surprise, this is what drawing is. About having a mindset, you know, that you can. A lot of, I can't do this, I can't. You gotta, you know, if you can do hard things. Drawing is hard, it's not easy. But if you can do this, imagine what else you can do. You know, having goals, expectations, purpose. All these will be quick, short videos. Building a habit. That's also another way of fighting that motivation. Because once you have a habit, you just do it without thinking about it. A lot of times our feelings get in our way. You know, I don't feel like it. But if you build a habit, it's like it becomes easier. You know, you put your shoes by your bed and you go running, you go, you know, you just do it because it's a habit. Good habits, bad habits, you got to build it. And that's a whole other thing. If you go to my other website, Put in Habits, there's a whole thing on habits at braintools.pbworks. I have a whole thing on habits. It's actually, it's huge. Habit, look at all these habits of mind, habit, all these habit stuff. Drawing habit, oh, look at that. How to create an art habit. That's a good video, actually, right in there. So on our other website, our ugly website, this is our pretty one. It's supposed to be our pretty one, but it's also kind of a lot of stuff on it. But yeah, getting into line, getting into shape, all this will be videos. We have a wrap right here, wrap to draw, ratios, looking at the ratios, angles, proportions, and placement, to learning to draw, to even drawing form. That's the next level. And then the next level after that. All right, let's keep it going. All right, so what was the question? Did I answer that question? Hopefully. Oh, absolutebeginner.org. That's our videos. So that's another place where you can, I'll be posting. Actually, I'll probably have a video here because I'm going to, one of the things I'm taking the summer off from doing these videos is that I need to make these 2-3 hour videos into 10-minute videos. This is really good on the proportions. We're going to make these videos into 10-minute videos and cut them down to 5-minute videos and then put them back over here onto our website. It's okay. We haven't done I know you wanted to do the Mickey drawing. Well, we're not there yet. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. So, and then the other one here, sketchbookwarrior.com. If you go to sketchbookwarrior.com, oh, that's not it. That's our thing tonight. Where is it at? Sketchbook Hero. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's it. If you go to sketchbookhero.com, that's where it's at. So if you go to sketchbookhero.com, this is here. Here we go. So you can sign up for our new community. This is where I will be active in the Sketchbook Heroes. If you have questions and stuff there, you can post it there in June. I might take July off. I'm not sure. But if you click on that, that's our sketchbookhero.com. I post videos here. I post like here, look at this drawing. They use grids. Look how real that is. It's insane, the level of detail that you can. It just takes time, patience, persistence, and wanting to do this, because this is can be monotonous, or it can be soothing. Drawing hands. I have other videos. I post a lot of stuff. You can post stuff here. There's other there's other communities and stuff that are out there that are really good. I'm going to try to put all those resources together as well. All right, let's get to drawing. What are we drawing? That's all I wanted to mention, because I'm going to be out in June. Yeah, I'll be out for June. Take a month off, but I will be around though. I'm not just thinking we're not going to be making videos. Well, we've got enough videos. We got enough videos. All the videos are there. We got we're getting good. We got 121 subscribers, 78 videos. And then the new one will be Sketchbook Hero, Sketchbook Warriors. I think it's going to be Sketchbook Warrior. I'm created a new new YouTube channel. Oh, let's get to this one. Here we go. Let's do this real quick. All right. How about just having one class, June, July? One class. One class? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it could be, or maybe even a shorter class, because I do these 2-3 hour marathons, and I love to draw. Once I get started, it's kind of hard for me to stop. All right, we see our circle here. All right, we're starting off with the Papa shapes, You can see the Papa shape, and we can make it more of a Mama shape, right? Mama is a little more caring, a little more understanding what it is, and it does taper. It does taper. Let me see. It does taper, which means it comes down. I think it squeezes in here. But you can see that circle shape in there. Let's make it a little smaller. See how it relates. Yeah, I feel there's a little bit of like a squeeze down there, but it's pretty close to circle shape. You can see half of that. I'm going to draw this really quick. We'll just draw really quick. The next one too. The next ones up there are really quick. Yeah, I'll just draw this really quick, a lot faster. You can see if you can. We'll pick up the page.
What number drawing is that? Is that on the page?
This is not on. This was suggested by somebody who joined the class. It was not. Yeah, I'm gonna do a screenshot and put it in the chat. But it was. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's in the chat now. I'm gonna draw it really fast. It's gonna be like more of a warm up. Same thing with the other drawings that are next. That's over here. Let me see. These are going to be warm-ups as well. Let me see the next ones. Oh, the bird. Oh, that's a good one. The bird. Why don't I do that right now too? Here, we'll do these pretty quickly, but you can see that this is just a circle shape in here. It's more than just a circle shape too. And we'll draw it real quick. See, you have this circle shape. And see, it's almost a little bit more than half that circle shape, but it's also like a pear shape, this pear shape that's in there, a pear shape. Why don't I screenshot that one as well? We'll draw these a little faster. They are simple. This one's simple, but it's actually, there's quite a bit of learning here. All right, capture that one. And that one's in the chat as well. Send it. And then these are the ones that I was talking about. Let me see these next ones. Yeah, these ones. We're going to just do those really fast, just for fun of it. I mean, they're simple, but this is to describe this. There's a lot of complex shapes, a lot of little complex things that are going, but we'll just sketch them out really fast, just for the sketch of it. And then, oh yeah, we'll talk a little bit about this. Should I talk about it? It's got a nice space as it goes back into space. We'll probably sketch it out too. And then I think we're going to skip this one tonight. I'd love to draw this one. You can see the head is a circle. That's look at that right there. Bam. Look at that circle shape, how it fits right there. Wow. That structure right there. And then just the cheeks. I'll put that in the chat right now too and screenshot it. And that we'll just cook through them. So we get at 8 o'clock in half an hour. hopefully we can get all those done in a half an hour. But when we get our guest who's this is too simple for them. Oh shoot, yeah, no, it's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna cook through these because this next one we still have to do yeah, the flowers and that I feel is kind of basic. Maybe I think we'll switch this and then do the flowers and then that, and maybe skip that one. Skip those. Oh yeah, we got a lot of basic drawings. What else is there? Oh, that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Just my painting. All right, I guess that's it. Oh, that person. Oh well, maybe we'll do that for the 8 o'clock hour. We'll try to aim for that for 8 o'clock. All right, let's just do this. Let's just. I'm gonna stop sharing. Let's just draw. All right. Whew. All right. We'll start off with the oh, that circle. I'm gonna do it really quick. Not as much describing. It is a circle. So see if you can, see if you can. All our drawings have been circles tonight. It's just a sketch. You see, they're even just practicing drawing circles. That's what I had mentioned before the class. Just practice drawing circles. I mean, the more you practice, the more you'll progress. It's just really, that's just, there you go. Practice scribbling. It's a sketch. People try to make drawings, and I know, but you got to learn to sketch first and then do the drawings on top. You can get a marker and then, right on top for precision. All right, let's see this this apple character. It is all right. So here's half. I can break that in half, and then ooh, what's interesting is there we go. How big the head is. I'm almost running out of space. I can see the head is going to be about that big in here. It's not all the way up there. It's really close to that. The head's going to be right in there. And I'm seeing the proportion, how big it is compared to the head, the body. We already have proportions. We already have proportions there. That's proportions. So I'm seeing that it's going to be about that big in there. There's going to be about a foot right in there, another foot right in here. And it does slightly taper. It does push in slightly. It's not a big deal. If you just use a circle, that's good enough. And that top half, less than a fourth. Well, actually, that's a half, a fourth. Yeah, right about there. We've got these heart-shaped, two little oval heart shapes, but they're kind of like in that space right there. See, that's the papa shape. Then we have the mama shape. These are the mama shapes. You see, that's the big shape. And then I see this shape. You should be able to focus back and forth like that. See the big shape and then see the medium-sized shapes, the papa shape, the mama shape. And then the baby shapes are just the detail. The detail, that's the baby shapes. And that's the process. That's the process. I'm going to, first it's the papa. And then it's the mama shapes, the medium-sized shapes, and then detail. Detail goes last. Detail goes last. So here's this, putting this, just scribbling it all in where it kind of goes, sketching it. And your sketches will be scribbly. That's fine. It's better to be loose like this. And get it all in there, and not worrying about making it perfect. Because yeah, that'll, just trying to get the placement of it. There we go. There we go. Watch, I'm going to get a marker on top of this, and you're not even going to. So here we have one shape this way and then another shape this way. There's two shapes to this leg. And then that's mama shapes. And then here we have baby shapes with the toes. There's three little circles right there. I am picking up the pace. I am going faster than my other drawings and describing less, which you just have to learn to observe and see it on your own, learn to do it independent on your own. The spacing here, probably a little bit closer to be accurate anyways. Got that neck right in here. And see, this is the sketch. I can actually make those changes pretty quickly. Half of that is this, oh, it's like an apple or something. This is some kind of apple pie. The nose.
Apple dumpling. Looks like an apple dumpling meets a dinosaur.
Yeah, and I think it's a Pokemon, or I don't know what it was. Somebody posted something, Creative Fabrica. I don't know. Oh, somebody mentioned something about drawing Pokemon, I think, before I saw this. So. All right, there's the circle part of the nose. It's kind of circular. And then, and it does come down a little bit of a beak. I mean, it's these complex, it's a complex shape. It's more than just a circle. And it's learning to see that. Here's that ear. It's going to come out to here. There. And then, there we go. Yeah, see, it's all sketched out now. It's all sketched out. And once I'm happy with it, we'll see, without having to erase, now I can actually draw on top of my sketch. You can actually even use a colored pencil to start off with. We were doing that for a while, using a colored pencil and then using, you know, on top. And then here we go. Let's just go ahead and start from the top and go to the bottom. Start off with this shape. Bam, bam. Probably a little more rounded. I'll put it a little more pointy than it is. That's okay. I'm just noticing it. And this one will make it a little more rounded. There we go. See, that one's pointy. This is a little more rounded, but it's in this right spot. Here, this is interesting, the overlapping, how it weaves in and out. That's this part that goes in front, right? This part goes in front, goes around. There's a little bit right here where it crisscrosses, it goes over slightly. It goes over that shape like that. There's a little bit of over that shape, overlapping. Here we go. Yeah, all these videos are going to be like this would be its own video on its own. There we go. There's a little bit of that rounded shape there as it straightens out here. Apple dumpling. There we go. Right up there. This little piece right in here, how it attaches itself right in there. Yeah, markers. Yeah, materials when you're first starting, anything, I mean, you use anything, pencil, pen, just be consistent with it, really get to know it. It doesn't matter, you can use anything to draw. That's going to be one of the videos. Into more specific materials, what to use. And then, you know, when you get into more specifics like caricatures, we've been using these markers, this marker for my caricature class. Hey, the heater is on, I was wondering. We had rain. Had rain all day today. Not all day, but yeah, part of the day. Interesting weather. All right. And there's that piece. And then we got another piece here. I'm just drawing. Just drawing. If I didn't have to describe all this stuff and just draw for fun, just do it. Just do it. That's really just it. Just do it. It's going to come out sometimes. Sometimes it's not. It's all just fun. Sometimes you'll be happy with it. Sometimes you won't. That's okay. They're all your kids. No, they're all just, I know some people, I did. I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit, I was too precious with my drawing. And you got to let go of that preciousness. Like, oh my gosh, I save all my drawings. But now I have like hundreds of drawings and they're like, okay, it's just another drawing. My first drawings, I was like, oh, trying to make it so perfect, trying to make, and then it really, actually, it does stifle. It does stifle because you're trying to make it perfect, trying to make it, and it's good, but there's a balance. You got to find that balance where it's like, okay, I did my best and just let it go. Let it go. I did my best. That's all I could do. It's your kids, you know, it's like, you know, you just do your best. And it's like, oh man, I see this stuff too. Like now with TikTok and YouTube, there's like some stuff like, oh, this one thing. It's like, oh my God, I wish I knew just this one thing. This one thing would have helped me with my kids. Even some of my students, like, okay, the thing is, here it is. Here's the wisdom. Ready? Like you see somebody having trouble tying their shoes, don't tie their shoes. They're kids, you know, they're trying to tie their shoes. You ask them, do you need help or do you need time? Do you need more time? Don't rush them. You know, they're learning. Learning takes time. And that was a video I saw and I was like, oh, it's just like when something hits, it hits, you know, it's like, oh, you know, do you, and just ask them, talk to them. Hey, do you need more time or do you need help? You know, and that's it. Okay, I need more time. All right, good. Take your time. All right. So, I mean, that is huge. That was like a mind blow. I was like, oh, sensei. You know, I was like, you know, you just do.
I have to write that one down. That's great. Do you need help or do you need more time? That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. You want to play the long game. The long game, hey, you know, doesn't matter how long it takes you to do a drawing. I'm going fast here, you know, faster, but it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it takes, you know, that's what's important, you know. Sometimes we lose patience because we know, you know what it is. This is what it is because our wiring, our wiring, when you first go through a pasture, right? It's grass and it's hard to see the path. But when you first go it, you kind of leave a little bit of a path. But then the next time you go through it, you can go faster because you can see the path, and that path gets wider. And that's the way your brain works. And you kind of learn stuff. And when and going through the path the first time, it's hard, and you forget how hard it was the first time. And we lose patience sometimes, teachers and people, or when you're learning too. Sometimes you're a little slower. I was a slow learner, but I was a deep learner. I feel I was a slow learner, but I was a deep learner. Once I learned, I was like, oh, I learned. I think I feel like I learned at a more, I don't know. I learned for depth. Anyways, but yeah, we're done. Just talking. And there's a lot of shading and stuff going on. And I think a line that I overpassed. Yeah, there's a lot of other little detail and stuff but we'll just need to move on. 7:43. Let's go to the next one. Oh, this one's really cool. Another circle one. We got a lot of circles tonight. A lot of circles tonight. Let's see this bird. This bird's really cool. So another circle. Let's do this really quick. This is going to be faster. There's our circle. And then you can see that it's a kind of like, here's our half, and it goes past that half point. This bird goes past this halfway point. It actually starts here, and it kind of comes up slightly and curves around. So it goes up, curves around our halfway point at that angle. And then it, I would probably even say it sticks out. Here, I would probably even say there's another shape. I know we've drawn birds before, but I'm trying to do this fast. It does come down right in there. Boom. There's kind of like a circle for the head. There's a beak that sticks out of that circle shape. Then it cuts back in the circle. And then it goes back out to the circle right here. Boom. Just like that. It goes out in this little dance around the circle. And then it comes back up here. Now here, this almost makes it like another shape, this tear shape, but you can see the relationship to the circle that's there. There, that's this bird here. Oops, I think I made him. His head. Let me see. Oh yeah, it does come down. I lost the wing. It does come down and then out slightly. Well, this would be a mama shape. I had I guess, a papa shape. And then this would be a little bit more of a mama shape, starting to get a little more of that detail. And then the circle eye that goes in here. Maybe I made it too big. It's okay. With that highlight. So I'm going quick. Then we got this other, the wing starting right about there, coming out to here. And it's kind of like attached to the tail. It's attached to the tail. The tail comes out even more. And then up there. Yeah, wisdom. Oh man. And if you have wisdom too, please share it. Share it. If you hear something, I mean, we've been doing some quotes. I love quotes. Throw them in the chat. It's a good topic to just talk and say, wow, you know, this is interactive. This is not just video. This is interactive when you come to these classes. You know, it's like, oh, I've been thinking about this. Oh, I'm a thinker. You know, I ponder stuff. I question. I wonder. It's about that curiosity. Where do you start? Well, just like that. What do you see? Do you see the circles? What do you see? Those are good questions. You know, and building that curiosity. Oh, what shapes do you see? How do they fit? How, you know, it's a puzzle. Every drawing is a puzzle. Look at the angles, right? Here we have an angle. There's this angle here, and then this one's a little steeper. This second one slightly steeper. And they both kind of like land on a pod there, right? So then, you know, little by little, and then you learn to fly, and it's funny, you forget all your mistakes, the trials, the tribulations, It's just, you make it look like, it looks like magic. It's like, wow, you know, it looks like magic, but it's a skill. It's a skill, the power of skills. I have a whole page. If you go to the Brain Tools with a Z, PB Works. Yeah, it's about skills, knowledge and skills, what you know and what you can do. And you can learn to do anything. I mean, that's the power. All right, there's a bird. Let's go next. Let's see what's next. Oh, Dopey. Let's draw him faster. Another circle. Man, nothing but circles tonight. We're on fire here. Here we go. Let's do Dopey really quick. Yeah, we're just doing it really quick too.
The house has squares.
The house has squares. Yeah, we're going to take a break from the circles, but yeah, nothing but circles tonight. Look, here's another circle. There we go. See it, just do it all the same. There it is. There's our circle. Halfway of that circle there. The eyes, let's see, I'm going to break this into fourths. Again, May 4th, use the fourths. These eyes are in this area here. Now, I'm going to just say these eyes are like here in this fourth. Or see, I'm just kind of blocking it in. The nose is going to be right about there. A cheek sticks out. A cheek sticks out right in here. And then the mouth sticks out and goes to the middle, right to this middle, right in there. Now, this looks really abstract. Really abstract. So I just kind of drawing, because I'm seeing this together as one piece. And the more you do that, the more accurate your drawings will be. This other cheek right in here, past the middle a little bit, this other cheek, and it echoes this other cheek here. It's probably a little bit smaller. This one's a little bit bigger. Those two cheeks, two eyes together is one. Then you've got the hat and the ear. The ear above the center and then back down and in. And a lot of the Disney cartoons, which is 100 years, celebrating 100 years. Geez, I remember doing a 50-year drawing for somebody. Wow, that's right. Oh my gosh. I did one of my big paintings I did once. I did a painting. Jesus, that was 50 years. The man I did it for, he was back, I don't know what year. He was born in the 40s, 50s. I don't know what, it's celebrating something 50. Because he was born that year. He's passed away, but I did a painting for him. Interesting. And he was 50. I'm 55 now, so wow, that's a long time ago. 55. I can't drive. All right. There's the ear. The hat kind of like goes above that circle a little bit and swoops up below, a little bit below that line. I would probably say that fourth right in here, and goes up right in here, and it curves like almost like an S curve up in there, up and out and out to like this oval shape. And this is an ellipse. This is part of an ellipse, actually, with that shape that's happening there. It's part of an ellipse because the hat's circular. Get that ellipse going. I'm just going to block it in. That hat kind of comes up at this angle and a little bit of a turn there. And then now I'm going to focus on this area here, the face. That's the hardest part. But it's all together. It's all this little part right there. Everything else is in proportion, where it all goes in proportions. Now the eyes. Eyes, one angle there and one angle there. See, that's the center. That's the center of that space. Right on that cheek, right in here. Oops, no, it's off center. It's okay, it's all good. There's the pupil. Let's do this other eye. This other eye is a little bit smaller. And this one's a little bit smaller. So I can say this one opens up because it lands on the cheek. This one is in here. And watching my distance between them, I think I'm a little far apart. I'm going to put them a little bit closer together. Try to get it, pushing it, squeezing it a little bit closer together. But it's right in there. But I'm looking at the distance. That's a trick. Try to get that placement there. And then this other eye, yeah, it's about the same height. Sometimes it's a little lower because it's further back, but it is smaller because it is further back. This eye is smaller. They're using size. One of the ways artists create space pods, size is the last one. I think I mentioned them earlier, but I didn't say size. I stopped at detail, dissonance. I got carried away. My mind went off. But yeah, size. Things that are closer are bigger. Things that are further away are smaller. The pupils are really interesting. They're really small up in there to the right, up to the right. It's probably more of an oval shape. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Right there, right there. Yeah, once you're happy with the eyes, I mean, everything else kind of falls together. See, I just did an oval shape, but this is more complex. It's like two shapes. You got the nostril shape and then the nose coming up around in there, how it fits. Again, it's a puzzle. If your nose is too big or if the eyes, I mean, it's going to be out of proportion, and that's okay. It takes practice. It really does. Don't beat yourself up. I can't. I don't know. It happens. I mean, I don't know. Mine's not perfect either, but it's because of my practice that I've improved. And even my speaking, I don't as much. And there's other things I need to work on. Pausing. Sometimes I go from one idea to another without pausing. That's another thing I'm working on. But it's all good. We all work on something. You should be working on something. Nobody's perfect. You're gonna work on stuff. That's how you improve. Like, oh, I need to work on that. This is going out too far. I see it. I need to fix it. See, you just fix it. No big deal. You move on. You should just do it. It comes out. See, this is how far off it was on this cheek. Now I fixed it. Put it in. Here's the mouth. Coming up in here. How far it comes down. See, it's almost like a part of a circle. Right in here, right in there. There it is. I have to head out, but this was fun. Have a good night, y'all. All right, Anna, thank you for joining us. Awesome. Here we go. And then the mouth coming down here and out. Here, there's a little bit more of a slant, right there. And see, this is my sketch here. I'm probably gonna, well, the cheek probably comes down. Oh, I closed it off. That's all right. No big deal. We'll just go and echo this out this way. Yeah, it should. I'm going to open it up a little more right there. I would probably erase that. But we're here to practice drawing, not our erasing. So that's good enough. I like that face. It's flowing together. It's flowing together nice. It's got eyelashes. Let's get these eyelashes, 3 eyelashes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the forehead, right on that circle shape. That's what makes this drawing solid. That's one of the principles of animation. And if you're learning animation, learning drawing, there's the 12 principles of animation. And one of them is solid drawing. Disney really pushed solid drawing. It's one of the 12 principles of animation. And that's another thing I want to probably start. I have stuff and I know stuff about animation that I put together. There's a lot of resources that I've come across and done, and free resources online to create animations online in your web browser. That's probably other stuff that I'll eventually get to. But I need to put my webpage out first, so you know where all this free stuff is. I mean, it's all, get all the resources. Education should be free. Really, foundational education like this should be free. That's something I truly believe in. I truly believe in foundational education should be free. And then, you know, if you want help, if you want stuff like that, to, you know, that's where you should pay for somebody to if you have questions, if you have stuff like this. But all this stuff should be available. All right. Going off on a rant. Here's the neck, and there's an overlapping with there's overlapping with this clothing here that cuts into that. So you got to be able to see that cuts into that. It kind of comes around here, kind of like an ellipse in there, and then this goes in there, and this goes in there. See how it cuts into that. And then here we go. I'm just drawing quicker, and I can actually draw faster without describing it. If I didn't have to describe it, what I'm doing, probably draw faster. But it's all good. It's all good. So if you've seen me draw fast, you know I can draw pretty quick. There it is. It's looking pretty good. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. Yoda. Ooh, I love Yoda quotes. Mm. Wise you are. May the 4th be with you here. There we go. We're back around again. May 4th.
You do a good Yoda.
Thanks.
You really do.
I do other voices too. For my animation kids, I used to do some of the voices. Raggy? Sometimes now I'm shy. It's like when I try to whistle, it was like, oh, whistle. I'm like, I can't pucker because I'm like being pointed out. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I did see oh, they had an X-Wing fighter at the museum. I didn't post, and then they had R2D2 and C3PO, also in the American History Museum. All right, here we go. I think I'm going a little bit higher on this, but that's okay. I feel it needs to be here, but it is definitely higher. I think I'm making the hat bigger than it. Yeah, I am. Ha! I can already see my proportions are off. This hat is bigger than it needs to be. That's okay. That's okay. I'll let it go. If I need it to be more accurate, I can go back and erase, but I'm not going to erase. We're practicing our drawings, not our erasing. And it's always that challenge with proportions. Only you and I and us, the inside crowd, know that the proportions are off on my hat slightly. All right, there it is. All right, it's 7:55. It's getting close to that 8 o'clock hour. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's see what's next. What is next? Oh, the flowers. Should we skip the flowers? I think we're gonna let's do the ribbons. The ribbons are actually pretty easy and pretty quick. We can do the ribbons, get that out of the way, and then jump into that house. So let's do the ribbons. Let's do the ribbons and then the flowers and then the house, because that person that was here. All right, let's see. Let me see. Okay, ribbons. This is a good exercise. This is a really good exercise. Oh, wow. There's somebody uploaded some more apples and stuff to our oh no, you know what? That's not our webpage. All right, let me see. Ribbons, where's our ribbons? There's the flowers. Here we go. Drawing ribbons. All right, so oh, here's the steps. Actually, why don't I share my screen? And I don't know who's this by, but this is a project I would have my students do. Basically, it's 2 lines, and it's really it's really this little area right in here. I mean, let me zoom. Copy image address. There we go. Let's put it over here. We don't need that one anymore. Paste it there. Here. It's this little area. It's actually kind of really simple to do. But this little crisscross, you need to see which goes in front, which goes behind. And there's this is a simple way of doing it. Just do 1 line, and then another line like right next to it. You can actually use 2 pencils, or and then you just connect those 2 points and then do that. And this is a really good exercise to do, just to play with space. Not just that ribbon there. There's another ribbon here, just like this, even the spiral and stuff like that. Drawing ribbon banners. I don't think we're going to do that, but I'll just talk a little bit about it. We'll do one of these, and then we'll jump into it. All right, here we go. All right. All right, Josh, May the 4th. Oh, we missed that. Well, watch the recording, Josh, the more of the Disney stuff. Let's see if we can get to that other Disney. Have a good evening. May the 4th be with you. Thanks. All right, and also with you. There we go. Like my mom would say, con eso no se juega. We had a before started recording, we had a special guest appearance from my mom tonight. All right, she's still kicking. 80 years old, but she's slowing down. That arthritis is not funny. All right, here we go. You can do it with 1 line. And just back and forth, back and forth. I like the way that they had it lined up, because students would always have trouble doing that. Just back and forth, back and forth. And then you do a 2nd line, and kind of like parallel. The easier way to do that is just with two pencils. Get two pencils like this, and kind of have to, until you really learn about the angles and stuff, they have to be at a certain angle. You know, it's good to kind of start with two pencils and just, you can go back and forth like this. And what's hard is getting this part in here, and getting this angle, because this line is at an angle. This line here is an angle. These two little hipsters, these two little ends of that curve right in there, like that. And then here you drawing it freehand. That's a good exercise, because then you're not just drawing a line, but as you draw this line, you're trying to see where the other line is. And this is a good exercise in itself. And try to keep that V, this V shape, that little V cut, because we need to put those together as it crisscrosses over and then over, as we're doing the second hand free, the second line. The first line is easier. The second one is a little harder to do, but then you just connect it. See, try to keep them in the same. I mean, it depends if how it's turning in space, but these angles do make a difference. These angles, like here, these angles are going all different places. These angles are a little more consistent. These angles here, because the way I drew it freehand, are kind of a little bit of wobbly, and that's good to know. That's good to know and good to see. All right, so now from here, I've got my ribbon. I've got my ribbon. Using two pencils tied together, one lower than the other to draw is interesting. Have seen in calligraphy too. Yeah, calligraphy. I know calligraphy. That could be another class. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff. Yeah, calligraphy. Like here, let me see what letters. Like the letter. Oh yeah, having that slant. What letter should we do? Yeah, there's an A. Kind of. A. Yeah, two letters like that. Letter B. I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. Well, actually, I do have calligraphy pens. Those, here we go. All right, so now this is the tough part. You got to think about what's in front, what's behind. All we need to do is just erase one of them, or you can go in with a marker and not do one of them, right? One of these little, just one of these little lines right in there makes a difference. You go over here, right in there, and that one. See, that's the front, and then it goes back in space. This goes front, and then it goes back in space. See, back in space. Or if you want to go back front, let's see, like it's curving back front, then you do this way, right? And it goes in and out. It's kind of a mind blow. It's really a mind meld, the way it's going in and out. And the way you shade it, this hasn't anything to do with shading, doesn't say anything about shading. But you have to use your imagination and kind of see the way that goes in and out of space. And sometimes if you want to put a little thing on your ribbon like that, that would be good. All right, that's it. Drawing ribbons, practice, practice, practice. A good exercise. And just playing with space and playing with the ribbon. And some are going to be easier to do. So you're going to see some are going to be hard to get. Oh, like there, that's one of the problems I would see a lot, is that it looks like it thickens up. You kind of have to get it just right. Yeah, it looks like it's like thickening up. I'm getting that same problem students would have. It's all good. It's because I don't know, no excuses.
May I intrude, please?
Yes.
Okay, we have someone who is not seeing your drawing, only the original picture.
Oh,
so
no.
I want to ask her if she sees.
There we go. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Let's yeah. I did it last week too. I forgot to share my screen, and I know you know how to figure this problem out, but I went to go back and look at the video, and yeah, it made a difference. So anyways, here, let's do this. I had the two lines, the first one, you got to see it. Let's zoom in so you can really see what I'm talking about. This is where students struggle, right? So here's that angle. You got to think about which one's going on top and which one's behind. So this one can be on top. And just that little line right there, that little line makes a difference, that little line. So this is going on front. If you want it to go under, you have to make that decision. Go over, there we go, like that. Kind of also reminds me of the old, back in my day, back Back in my day, we used to have telephone cords. The telephone cords would wind up like this. Similar, there was a thickness to them. They would go like that around and around. And one of the jokes was, oh yeah, one of the mom jokes. Your mom is so blank 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 that she would trip on a wireless phone. That's so. Oh man, back in the days, kids can be so cruel. But I don't know. You have to learn to. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. The whole world. It doesn't come with a manual. All right, so that's it. Ribbons. Sorry about any confusion there. Hopefully you can get that, and maybe I'll have to do that video again. All right, here we go. Let's now share my screen again. And we're at 15, 14 people here. All right, sharing is caring. Here we go. Oh, am I sharing the right screen? I don't know. Let's try it one more time. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so practice drawing banners. Even this is squared out. Doesn't see how this right here is rounded? This should be a little bit more rounded. And I'm being picky, but that's just little things. And if you get it, great. If you don't, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You can see it looks good. It looks nice. But to be a little more accurate, there's our house. Here we go. So it's 808. So here we go. It's a little more advanced because of the shading and stuff. But a lot of straight lines. We're getting away from all the circles. But here we have a straight line up and down, straight line this way. And let me see, we just lost somebody. There we go, this line here. Yeah, it's not as complex. And it's pretty straight. All this is almost straight. Yeah, horizontal and vertical. Here is where we have our vanishing point. This goes down to a vanishing point. There we go. Our vanishing point is right there. And if we had a horizon line, our eye level is right here as well. This is our eye level. Whoever's standing here drawing this, this is their eye level. Then you can see all these lines here going to that vanishing point right there. It's a simple house, but it's understanding these little rules. See all these angles. Well, this is next level. As we talk about, all right, fine. We talk about angles. It gets a little more complex. I don't like that house. I'm gonna leave. All right. Here we go. This comes up a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I like that. It's because it's closer. That's actually pretty cool. It does come down. So it would probably come down, I don't know, way down there, way at the end to the left. And then this coming down. Ooh, look at this. This should go to our vanishing point. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It should be kind of coming down to this point. They opened it up a little bit more. And then there's a lot of shading and stuff. I think this is, let me see, what other drawings we have tonight? Let me screenshot that, and then we'll do this one. And then I think, I don't know, if somebody else wants to do another drawing, it's barely 8 o'clock. Something a little more complex. If you're here and you're wanting something more advanced, find a picture, upload it, or put it in the chat. And we can tackle it. We can tackle the challenges. That's the thing. That's why we're here. What challenges you? What challenges you? Take on those challenges. Oh, where's my chat? That's what I'm looking. I'm just talking. What am I trying to do here? All right, here we go. Screenshot. There we go. Capture. We'll do that. Send it out. And let's see what's next. Clear all drawings. And mouse. Next page. That one's interesting. It's really, it's not, it's just angles, but it's not following perspective or anything. Down here, there's a vanishing point. Up there, I don't know what they're really actually going by. It's all freehand. This is all angles too, an optical illusion. And then Oswald, and then, oh yeah, we're gonna draw Mickey. And that, I don't know, that's just a AI. This was done with artificial intelligence. And that's it, that's all we have, my paintings. All right. Let's just do it then. Let's just do the house. If anybody puts in a picture, we can put in a picture. I don't know if you were here earlier, and yeah, I don't know. I thought we were going to get more advanced stuff, but if you find something, we'll do it. If not, we can call it a night. I do want to cut these a little shorter and closer. All right, so we can do what I've been doing, which is kind of like blocking everything in. I want the house to be in this area here, right? So I can see it like that's where I can just do that really quick. See, I'm going to have the house. So this is a big papa shape because that's where I kind of want it to go. See, then I can break it down here with that first wall. This is a mama shape. This is this rectangle, this whole side of this wall, because this picture has a lot of details. Am I still sharing? Yes, I am. I remembered this time. And am I too close? There we go. All right. So here's my papa shape. This is where I want my house to be, more or less right there. See? And then now I'm going to start going to the mama shapes. The mama shapes here, we have this rectangle shape. Now there is a, it looks like it's the ratio, if we're talking about ratios, it looks like it's 2 squares. It's 2 squares, the height compared to the width. Ratios, wrap to draw, ratios. The height to the width. And the angles are horizontal and vertical. Those are the angles. Straight up and down, straight across for that rectangle. And I'm getting a burr on my pencil. There, it's gone. Get those burrs. So it feels like you're scraping your paper. Those burrs. I haven't gotten one in a while. Send it out to Burbank. All right, here we go. That's it. There's our 2 square, a ratio. That looks like it's about right. And then we have a vanishing point, which I would probably say is right about there. And we have this side now. We have our front side. And this actually really helps. It should be somewhere probably in the middle. I'm looking at our vanishing point. Then all these lines from this side, and I'm freehanding it. You can use a ruler. You can't draw a straight line. There it is.
Eladio, the house looks like it's on it's not straight on. The wall with the door, that wall, it's not straight.
It's not straight.
No.
There's a slight angle. I mean, it does kind of go back a little bit, but I don't know. It's really close to horizontal. Let me see. I can.
Okay, but it isn't.
Well, okay. Well, let's see. I can prove it. We have the technology. We can make it stronger, better. Here, watch. Let's see. I can actually. Why don't I? Okay, because I didn't do this. Let's go back. Great question, though. That's good.
No, because this is my big challenge is
no, that's good.
Perspective and vanishing points and all that stuff. And I don't think I'm ever going to get it, but
yeah, no.
Say this for the past year.
Watch this. Here we go. Great question. I love this. All right, so here we go. So now look at, here's a line. Now, if I hold down shift, it snaps to a perfect horizontal, or it snaps to a perfect vertical. Now we can actually compare it to a perfect vertical, a perfect horizontal. So this square, I'm saying, and you're saying it's not, and I see it's probably slightly off. I think there's a vanishing point over here slightly, but I wanted to simplify it. But this side is mostly facing us. But you see, look at this I'm holding it snapping. See how it's snapping?
In fact, you can see that the verticals are not the same length.
All right, hold on. So I'm talking about this rectangle here. The first rectangle that we drew, the 2 squares, the ratio is 2, 1 by 2. This is what I'm focusing on. Look at that. It's vertical right there. That's vertical. And then this is vertical right there. That's what I'm talking about. Verticals are pretty much vertical most of the time. Then this one here, look at there. There we go. Look at, it is slightly bigger on this side. And this side is closer to us. So you are right, See, it's this little difference that's in here. And this is what I was saying, that there's some kind of, like he's trying to get a vanishing point on this side, because I know this is obvious. That goes up, and then this goes down, right? So if we really wanted to get technical, then yeah, all these lines here should be going to a vanishing point way over here on this other side. But you know, how accurate do you need to be? I mean, not everybody's going to see that. And
yeah, but if you want it to be that house from that drawing, then it does make a difference.
It makes this much of a difference right in here. That little.
Okay, but you know what? It's like I want to know what I'm. I can see it, but I can't draw it, but I can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's a real slight difference right here. Just that little slight difference. I don't want to confuse. It's better if you just draw this as a rectangle. I mean,
we could just draw any old house out of our imagination. If we're drawing that house and we want to learn about the vanishing points, then
the vanishing, there's only one vanishing point. It's over here. And I understand your frustration. I know it can get but what I love about perspective is that it's simple, but not easy. It's simple. It just goes to a vanishing point. You know, lines should be, you should know where the lines are going. All these lines here probably go to a vanishing, but way off the page. And being able to see this, the way it goes back into space. I mean, this was only discovered 500 years ago, 550 years ago or so. You know, during the Renaissance, Brunelleschi really finalized perspective, and everybody was really started using that. But before that, the Egyptians didn't know about perspective. They knew about some of the stuff about, you know.
But they managed to build the pyramids without perspective.
Yeah.
They didn't, I guess they didn't need it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. You know.
Okay. No, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Really,
I wish I could draw it. I could see it, but I can't. You know, I still have a big struggle.
Okay, that's okay, and that's what's it. You know what? That's your struggle. And then once you get it, like, oh, I finally got it. You know,
Claudio, come on. If I haven't gotten it till now, I mean, I hate to be, you know, whatever, but
pessimistic. I know, but you'll get it.
Just come on. I mean,
right.
It's like a learning disability, and you know, that's lifelong.
Well, it might be, I don't know, it might be a little bit of dyslexia or something. I don't know. Do your drawing and I can take a look at it and see what you're struggling with. I mean, that's all I can really say.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, because I've struggled myself. I mean, I talked about it earlier. You know, we're playing the long game. You know, perspective is simple, but it's not easy. I struggled with it. I struggled with it too, until I get it. And then you get it and it's like, oh, wow. You know, you can see it's like, oh, that's why I say it's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple.
I mean, I was working on it today. I have I was in a watercolor class and we had to draw our, you know, our room and the bookcase and blah, blah, blah. And I had trouble with it then, but I'm still trying to get it. I'm not giving up, you know.
Awesome. And that's so commendable. That's why you're a warrior. Right, you're a warrior, right? You're a sketchbook warrior. You know, you're at it, and that's good. I mean, look, I've been there. All right, but you can see, I don't know where you're struggling with, but you can see, like, even this top line up here goes down to this vanishing point, right? This vanishing point that's like right in.
I mean, it's possible that drawing isn't accurate either, or that it's distorted, or you know, who knows, right?
No, this, you can see it right here. I'm using this line as straight as can be. This is a digitally created line. This line is going from one point to where I'm dragging it, and you can see it going. I'm showing you right here. See this line, as we follow it, as it goes on, it goes to the vanishing point. There's only one vanishing point, and then there's another vanishing point way off on the left, probably where these lines are going to. But I'm not worried about that. This could actually have been drawn straight, flat. But because as you go higher up, you know, you see this angle more, but if things that are closer to your horizon line are straighter. All right. So, I mean, you just really have to struggle with it and try.
Like even the fact that, okay, the side wall, the wall on, with that wall.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a line that goes downwards and then there's a line on the bottom that goes up. Like that whole thing is just mind-blowing to me.
Yes, isn't it? It's going back in space.
Right. And the other one goes the other way.
Yeah, it's going up because, and this is your eye level. There's a person who drew this is standing right here. This is their point of view. Their eyes are actually right here because that's the eye level. His head probably can, his or her head would be here.
The fact that you know that to me is like, you know, you're a genius, you know.
Thanks, but I've studied. I mean, it's I'm standing on the shoulders of giants because people figured this out. right? And you can figure it out too. And you can be standing on the shoulders of giants and draw these stick figures. You can see it's really interesting. I mean, it took a long time to figure this out. It really did. I mean, if you look at what's funny, when I go to the Getty, and you can see the pre-Renaissance, the early Renaissance stuff, and their perspective. They're getting the angles, but the perspective is not there. They're not getting the perspective. It's really interesting to see some of those drawings. All right, well, we'll go back. I mean, and just continue the fight, continue the struggle. It's all good. It really is. And I'll try to break it down as much as I can. We're here. We have two squares, and if you want to use a straight edge, something a little bit sharper, use a straight edge. I'm using a pencil. It's straight across, horizontal. Your angles are simple. Horizontal, which is going the same size as the paper, horizontal. Vertical, straight up and down, and the square is the ratio is 1/2, 1/2, right in there. And then I did the papa shape, and then I can see how it's going to fit in here. And then this side is going to be like right in here, and I can see this part. This is the top, this is the bottom, and then all the lines in between go to this vanishing point there. You'll get it. Your brain is going to be. You're going to have like the biggest epiphany. When you have the biggest challenges is when you get the biggest epiphanies. You get this light bulb goes off, and it's like, oh, I get it. I see it. Like, oh, I see. I know Kung Fu. It is really this enlightenment, like the age of enlightenment. It's like, oh, I see it. I understand, Sensei. Right. So yeah, it just bear with the struggle, and then it's good. I mean, then you really appreciate these skills in the drawing. And just like I said, make it look easy afterwards, and you forget that how much you struggled. Just don't forget the struggle. Don't forget, like, hey, I because then people say, oh, it's a gift. It's, like, well, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know, how I got here. Anyways, enough of that. But okay, so this is pretty much a given, right? Two squares together, and there might be a taper, but I'm not worrying about that because it's so far to the left. It's so far to the left. I'm not worried about that. All right. So then here on this vanishing point is here. This is the vanishing point that's important, and I can see the ratio in here, the ratio of this side. And before I would struggle with this, doing it too small or too big, but now I can see how big this is and how small, if I need to move this point out or closer. But I'm happy with where it's at right now. And that's it. This is vertical, straight up and down. And here's the side. This side is facing us. This side is going back into space. Even though our paper is flat, this is going back into space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of sketchbook warriors and sketchbook heroes. All right, so now there is a regularity. We can find the center here, find the center of this line here, I'm going to find the center, and that's pretty much where that window kind of is. And we can start just putting all these slats in there. I don't know, I'm going to kind of like try to simplify. Okay, so I'm going to go half of that over here, and then that's fourths, right? And then we're going to break that in half again, half of that. I'm not going to go accurate, but I'm trying to simplify so you don't lose anybody, because the concept is simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It's simple, but not easy. So there it is. All these are pretty much pretty regular. And this is a mind blow. As things get further away, they get smaller as well. In actuality, if you notice the picture that I showed of the Jefferson columns, the columns go up and closer because they get further away. Same thing would happen here. Anyways, these points are the important points. All these points would go to this vanishing point here, right? And those are all the slats and stuff. All right, so let me zoom in so I don't want to lose you or lose anybody else. And you can get a straight edge.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
On the side wall, where would there's one line that's going to be horizontal, right? Even though
Yes.
everything's going to the vanishing point.
Yes.
Where would you say the horizontal line is?
Right about here.
Like right in the middle, like above the windows?
Yeah. Well, no, it's like right where the windows are. It's right in the middle of the windows.
Right in the middle of the windows. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that I mean, it's like my hand does not do, it's like, no, you can't do that. But that I think that's an important line as well.
Yes. Yes.
That
Because
shows
that's the horizon line too.
Right. That's the horizon line. Okay.
That's the horizon line.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on that horizon line. And you got to watch out for that, because in that you have what are called tangents. And it'll look like here I can already see that it's off a tangent. You're going to have this line, it's going to be slightly above it, and this light slightly
right. So that's an important, the horizon. We need to know where the horizon line is as well.
Yeah.
The vanishing points, and then the horizon line in the middle, or wherever it is.
Right. The vanishing points.
Is it always in the middle, or not necessarily?
The vanishing points? No,
not the horizon line.
The horizon line, no, you can have a low horizon line or a high horizon line. You can have a high or low. It depends, and depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking down, like you can be looking down on your paper and your horizon line is high. It's all really like here, it's all really the angle of your point of view. You're here, if you're looking down, you're going to be looking down, and your horizon line is going to be way up here. Your horizon line, if you're looking down, right? Actually still on the horizon, but on your paper, it's gonna it goes higher up because you're looking down. Or if you are low, you can have a low horizon line. If you're up high too, it all really depends on this angle. This is a side view, and I don't want to get it too confusing, but that's usually low horizons. You have it's actually called an ant's eye view, where you're looking up at everything and everything's up and big. Or you have a bird's eye view where you're looking up and you're looking down and everything's small. So that angle is important, how you're looking at whatever you're drawing, this subject matter. And this is a profile. This is a profile view. Let's say this is a person, or whoever's looking down, right? Or looking out or up, right? Like here, we're looking straight. This person's standing here and looking straight instead of looking down. Right? Or you can be a bird looking down as well. That's a bird's eye view. All right. Okay. So hopefully that clarifies and doesn't confuse. Now these are all pretty even, and they go to this vanishing point. They all go down to this vanishing point. What's happening, it's using size. What's happening is things go further back, they get smaller in size. There's space pods. And even before the Renaissance, they knew that. Before perspective, they knew that. They used size. Artists use size. Even the Egyptians used size. And the Egyptians used size in interesting, here's an envelope. And in an interesting way, they actually use size to show importance. Like the important pharaohs, that they would draw them bigger in relationship to other people. So some of the pharaohs, some of the steles, some of the bas reliefs, you can see the designs where some of the characters are bigger than others because they showed the importance of those characters. This is not a good straight edge. This should go to that vanishing point. There's 1, 2. I'm trying to simplify too. There's a lot of detail. This thing has a lot of detail, but the structure underneath is this basically. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I mean, there's a lot of understanding as far as shading, as far as texture, as far as things that we're not going to have time to delve into. But that's all the icing on the cake that makes this drawing, interesting. But the structure underneath is what, as far as beginners, I want you to get, because all that detail and all that stuff takes time, and you can do it. Once you get it, you can just do it. You get lost. It's like a Zentangle. Once you understand it, you just do it. You just do, okay, this is shading, boom, boom, boom. You do it, but it takes time. All right, so you see all those lines go to that vanishing point, right? That's basically it. They're all evenly spaced and they all go back to that vanishing point. Now this window is, say probably to simplify it, is right halfway that. And I'm going to use those 3 spots right there. The top of the window kind of goes down slightly and the bottom goes up slightly, right? That's that. And then there's all the slats that are in the middle. I mean, all these slats. There's a slat in the middle, but if they're going horizontal, they go to the vanishing point. Anything that's going horizontal on this side of this building is going back to the vanishing point. It's going back in space, in time. But here, this is going straight up and down. Here's that. Here's that. And I'm just gonna, let's just simplify it. I'm gonna open up the center part. That's like the window right in there. And then there's lines in the middle and stuff like that. But in general, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I don't know. There's all these slats in there. And there's all this detail with shading. But shading goes afterwards, but this whole side, because it's going back, it's shaded. All right. And this is basically almost just a 1-point perspective. Now here's something I wouldn't do. I don't know. Here he has a tangent here. I would bring this up just slightly to these ooh, coyotes. And the coyotes are out. I don't know if you can hear that. These bushes back here, I wouldn't put them straight there. I would give it some space and then do that. And then you can see that basically the papa shapes for the bushes. There's a circle here and a circle there. Got to learn to see the big shapes. Don't get lost in the detail, because then that's it. The baby that comes in with a little detail here. So you just go all around in here.
Eladio?
Yes.
Can you repeat what you just said about what's a tangent again? Can you point that out?
Yes. So this tangent is right in here. If you had this tangent, it looks like this. The bushes are resting like right at, or these bushes are right against this this building. I brought it up a little bit higher, so there's not a tangent here right against that. Though these bushes aren't there, so it kind of gives you just that little thing, gives you space behind the building and kind of breathing space from these bushes to the building. See how I raised them up? Look at the original. The bushes kind of come down here, and then they kind of go around there. Another tangent I had is I put the Washington Monument in my hand. Let me share my screen in the picture, and that's you can get away with that. Here it is. Let me see. Right. Oh, actually, this way, the wrong way, because of a tangent. So it looks like the Washington Monument is in my hand, right there, because it's kind of like a tangent. I mean, I would have to bring it over, do a little bit of overlapping, but not much, because it looks like it's coming out of my hand, right? But that's a tangent. Right. So
wait,
you gotta
audio. Like, yeah. Why are tangents bad again? Is it because it looks too coincidental, or?
Yeah, because have you ever seen a picture where like let's say this my face is right here, and it would look like I have a unicorn head, or I had a horn coming out of my head. If I would have stood over here, it would have looked like I had a corn this on my head. So you kind of have to be for clarity. You want, as an artist, you want to be clear with what you're saying and trying to draw, right? So if you know, if I wanted to be clear with this, I mean, sometimes it shows up. Let's see, funny picture tangents. Let's see. Oh, no, not that. Images, funny. Let's put funny. I don't know if that's what they call them, but here we go. Let me see. No, as I've seen, like, well, none of these. Not good. It's using tangents. Maybe that's not what they're calling them. But sometimes they have these funny pictures, and it looks like they're wrong. The tangent illusions. I put illusions because they are. It's an illusion. Let me see. Oh, those are good. Oh, this is great. But
so
no.
If there's a picture of like you with like, and there's a tree right behind you, and it looks like the tree's growing out of your head, is that a tangent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's a tangent. And that'll happen. Gosh, I gotta find some. Yeah, and they're funny too. They're funny because it looks like, and it's funny that it doesn't come out here. You know, oh, and this is Google too. I was thinking maybe it wasn't Google. So I've been having trouble with my, let me see, funny picture. See, tangents is, I don't know if there's another word for it. Correlations. The correlation, or let me see. Oh, like this one. You see, this is a funny but gross optical illusions. See, it looks like he's going to the bathroom, but it's because of a tangent. It's in the, you know, you got to watch out for that. Look at, he's doing the same thing. Washington. Did you see that one? Before it disappeared. Oh, where'd it go? It was there for a second. Where was it? It was here. And then I went down. You know, this Pinterest always does these weird things. There it is, right here. This guy right here. See, that's a tangent. See how it looks like it's because of a tangent. Oh, we've taken a turn here tonight.
So you're basically saying, like, even if it happens to be there, make sure that that's what you actually want.
Right. Because if not, you know, this is it. Yeah, funny. There's 100 pictures here explaining what we're talking about. Yeah, funny pictures taken at unusual angles. Look at that. There's a tangent. You know, sometimes you do it on purpose, or there. Look at that one. See, his head aligns to it. It's tangent. It's, you know, when you're going off on a tangent, it's because there's a connection, but you're going off to somewhere where it's, when you're speaking, right? You can speak and go off on a tangent. You're going off in a direction where, you know, you're not supposed to.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. Look at that one. Yeah, so these are all tangents. See, this is what I'm talking about, the optical illusion. Look at it. Yeah, that's where does the hand start? Where does it stop? Yeah, that's pretty wild. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Look at that. So you can do it on purpose. Let's see. It's tangents. And there's 100 of them here. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So you get it, right? Hopefully there's enough examples here for.
I get it now. Thank you. These are great.
Yeah, great. Yeah, they're all tangents. We see. Oh, I don't get this one. Maybe it looks like he's spraying it, but definitely going forward in space. Look at that one. Look at that tangent. Looks like her head's a foot. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you just got to watch out for that, unless you want to do it on purpose. Oh, look at that tangent. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's you get the idea. There's 100 of them. All right, so there we go. I digress. Yeah, Pinterest is cool. You can get lost there for hours. All right, so going back to our drawing. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully makes sense. But yeah, that's why you don't want tangents. And this would be a tangent right here. It's just for clarity. See, is this going, these building, these are further back now, right? They're not against this building. They're further back. I just slightly pushed them. And you just do that, just for clarity. All right, let's finish this up. It's not that, there's a lot of detail on here, but what it is the drawing. Now here, these steps are going to be tough. Okay, these steps right here. So let's do the door. The door should be vertical and horizontal. So straight up and down and straight across. Straight up and down, straight across. Yeah, perspective is yeah, it takes a while. People, you study perspective a whole semester of perspective, but I did it on my own. I did a lot of stuff on my own. Okay, so let's put this door down. The hard part is going to be the stairs. The stairs come out into space. The stairs come out into space. But here, this door, I'm assuming it's straight, but it does go back into space. It should go back into space. But it's vertical, just to keep it simple when you're first learning. Straight across, straight across. Now from these 2 points here, these 2 corners, it should go out. It should go out. but it looks like it's a little bit wider. So we're gonna make it a little bit wider at the bottom, and then go out from these 2 points, those 2 points. So it should, those 2 points, it should go out from the vanishing point. So if we get our straight edge again, oops, let's not lose that. Let's put it over there to the vanishing point, to this point here, this point to the vanishing point. And this is really technical drawing. This is really technical. This is like an architect would do stuff like this, and you know, but there we go. So from here to the vanishing point, but we're going out. We're going out at that angle. And then here, this next one, from that point, then we're going out at that angle. At that angle. You'll see that this angle is steeper. Then we need to do our horizontal line where this is the top of the stairs, and we also have to watch out for tangents here too. There we go. Yeah. I remember you asking that tangent question years ago. It seems like, but you know, that's what I'm talking about, the struggle. I'm like, oh, you keep asking the question until you get it. It's not the answer that enlightens, it's the question. It is the question that enlightens, right? And you want to keep asking that question until you get it. You know, sometimes people give you answers and like, oh, okay, I get it, but you don't. Sometimes you got to keep asking the question till you get it, and then you get it, and it's like, oh, okay, boom, and that's it. You know, it's
That's so true, Eladio, because I think the time I asked it, it was for a landscape, and it had some trees and a lake. And you think that one of the trees was a tangent, but I don't think I got it then.
Or I didn't explain it well. Yeah. All right. So here's our top. This is horizontal. These two lines on the sides go to the vanishing point, and then these 3 lines are straight up and down, And thank you for being with us for so long. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you getting value out of this. And just trying to, now I need to package all these videos so they make sense, and they're lessons. And sometimes you need to go around like that. That's what I call it about a skill. Actually, a skill is kind of like you're aiming for something, you're aiming for it, but then you come around again, but then you're closer to what you're trying to aim for. And I call this spiral that you kind of, every time you do it, you get closer and closer to getting better and improving. And skills are like that. Skills like playing the piano, doing stuff. And at first it's not good. And then you just keep aiming and just get, you know, it's kind of like till you hit the target, or get better at aiming at what you're trying to get. All right, so I am getting close to a tangent right here, the bottom of this. So I can actually, I don't know if I'll raise this higher and bring this line up higher as well, but this should be going to that vanishing point, the stairs here. So I am being cognizant of this line here. See, if I would have done it right onto this line, that would have created a tangent. This next stair level, though, it does come out again. So it is wider. So this is horizontal line, this little horizontal L. And this goes out to that vanishing point and then comes down. Now I'm going to be careful as well. I'm going to draw a freehand to go below this line here, just to watch out for tangents. And the other side, you can't see it because it's behind there, but it would come out to that vanishing point. This little line goes to that vanishing point. Small as it is, goes way over to the vanishing point on the right. That one. And I just freehanded it. And I'm going to go below to watch out for that tangent, so it doesn't attach. There we go, right there. And then just connect it. Yep. That's why we're sketchbook heroes, sketchbook warriors. If you're a warrior, you just battle it out. You're just like, get it. You just go and go and go till you get it. If you're a hero, you know why you're drawing. You're drawing for a reason or a purpose. You have a mission, right? Heroes have purpose. Warriors, just, you know, they're out there, and it's good to be a warrior. And here's another thing too. This should come down at least, there we go, because it's against the wall. It should come down to here, down to that. Now there's a tangent that's actually on purpose. This should come down to that wall, and then this would actually bring this step a little bit. My stairs are all wanky, but what's important is the point. Like here, this would be a tangent, because that stair does come down to that bottom of that wall right in there. And then that would bring this down thicker. Or I don't know. Oh no, they're bricks, but they're not double bricks like that. They would be like double brick. These steps. Yeah, my steps are all wanky. But yeah, you get the idea, hopefully. Yeah, and it's okay if it comes out wanky. It's let me see, what is the problem? It's just the size. Could be the vanishing point should be closer, maybe. No, I don't know. What could it be? It's just all size, I guess. All right. Anyways, we'll just let it go. What's important is, and it's the practice too. You'll have things like this, and it looks all awake. But the windows, there's 2 windows, and both of those are. Let's just finish this up. But I think we got a lot of good ideas, and it's just the detail, this shading and the texture and all the details is what takes time. But the structure, it's the structure. If you have the structure and the structures there, then all the detail, all the icing on the cake, it's just the plus, makes it look nicer. But if your structure is not there, your house is falling apart, you can paint it any color, try to make it look nice, but the house is falling apart, the structure is not there. All right, so there's a little bit of the inside because we're standing here looking that way. If I were to guess, yeah, the person's standing like right here, somewhere in here. You got actually standing here, because this is also, yeah, not only the eye level, but you're looking that way to the left. This the person standing right here, looking that way. That's true. That's true. That's the eye level. And it's also the. All right. Let's see. Yeah, just all the details. I mean, I can break it all up apart and stuff. I'm just gonna keep it simple. There's 2 windows. There's a lot of little detail. But all the lines here, just straight up and down, straight across, pretty much. All the detail. Let's see that and there, that and there, that and there. And yeah, you might. I know these stairs are actually terrible, but it happens. It happens. I think. What would it be? I'm thinking. I don't know. It could be just because I need a ruler, use a ruler. But most likely it's probably because, yeah, things get, it probably could have been a little bit smaller. They're going out really far. Yeah, because I think that's what it is. It's going out really far. Should have been lower. It just proportions. I think it's proportion and scale problem. That's what that is. No, it's definitely proportion problem. Look how big it is compared to what it should be. It should be lower, smaller. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, it's a proportion problem. But then there's bricks. And these bricks on this side would be straight across, straight across. All right, let's just do the roof and get it going. The rooftop here, this top of this line does kind of come across a little bit more and comes out a little bit more. And then here, these angles here would go to a vanishing point way up in the sky as well. But if they're parallel, if you get them parallel, that'd be great, which kind of means in the same direction. So parallel this side, that angle, and then that angle. It would taper closer because it's going up and further away. And that's because as things go further away, they get smaller. So that's why it tapers. As it goes back, it gets smaller. And as this goes back, it gets smaller. And that's why there's this angle this way. Because you're standing here, as you're looking that way, it's really evident. And it just go around and looking for these. Get a magazine, look for vanishing points. That's the best thing to do is try to find a magazine. Here we go. Let's see, share the adventure. And look at, there's a vanishing point right on this magazine right in here. Right in here, look at this. This goes back, this goes back. There's a vanishing point right there from these 2. Share the adventure. Amazon. I don't know if there's any other pictures in here. landscapes and stuff. Even, yeah, I was just trying to find, oh, that's cute. I don't know where I got this. Here, we would probably, well, cityscapes are best to see them. Here's even this picture here, which they cut out all the background. But yeah, there's a vanishing point. The vanishing point. You can see this is bigger here. It goes down. This one has changed. The angle is different. This goes down this way. But then there's a vanishing point way on this other side off the paper. This house here. Look at this house. This house. This angle this way. Angle that way. This angle that way. Same thing like ours. Going that way. We're up, our eye levels up here, we're looking down. We're looking down on this little house. They exaggerate that. If we would have had a lower eye level, it would look like this house is bigger, but we're looking down on it because of the eye level. Our eye level's up here, right? We're looking down on it. You can see the roof. If you were lower, you wouldn't be able to see the roof, right? So, I mean, it's all perspective. It's all your point of view. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, and looking for it, practice. It really is practicing, going to magazines. All right, let's see. There's that. There's the top. And I'm just scribbling it out. And it's all angles. And it's practice. So this angle this way. And then this would come out pretty straight. And then here from this corner, the tangent should kind of come back up like that. Some of this is, I don't know, just guessing that angle. Actually, there is a way to find that center, but we won't get to that. Yeah, because as things get, this is bigger and it gets back here, it's smaller. But we won't discuss that tonight. All right. Yeah, because you could just go deeper and deeper. Yeah, you do the best till you know better. And then when you know better, you start doing better. So just do the best that you can. All right, so let's get this chimney. The chimney, the front of the chimney is also a rectangle. It's because it's straight at us. There is a slight angle. It's the perspective, but it's close to, it's straight. This part of the chimney is straight. And then we'll call it a night. If you want to add the detail, all these slats, you know, all the detail, more slats, all that's the icing on the cake. The structure is what's important. Then that's facing us. Vertical, vertical, horizontal, horizontal. If you want to put vanishing point, you can. Then here, this goes up at this angle here should be right in here because it's on that roof or somewhere between these two angles. At a vanishing point that's going way up there. And then here's the back of the chimney because it goes back there. Now this point here, this corner of our rectangle, this top right corner is the one that goes down to this vanishing point, down to that vanishing point. So if we get a straight edge down to that vanishing point, there we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's the top of that chimney. It's coming back down in space. Then you do the thickness of that chimney on the top. And then this top here too as well comes down at that angle, which I'm gonna just freehand. And it actually sticks out. So I can push this in, or because there's a tangent right here. This is not a good tangent. This actually comes out because it's further out. It should go out further right here. Oh, that chimney part. There you go. So that's and you see the bottom of this. So I'm not gonna go into those details. There you go. The bricks would be going straight across. The lines on this brick, the bricks on this side would be coming down to that vanishing point. Down, would be coming down. And then the shading. All right, at this point, I guess that's it. There's a lot of little details and stuff. I'm not I'm gonna worry about them. I'm just going to go ahead and just sketch it all out. Sketch it. Just kind of, I'm just gonna get the feel of it. We're doing a Monet. Oh, an impression. We're getting the impression. I'm just doing the impression of this. Watch out for this tangent. See, this would be a tangent. I would move this because then you see where's the bricks and the top of this roof. So I'd probably bring this up a little bit, just slightly. See, oh, you don't need that much to fix tangents sometimes. Most of the time, actually, it's just changing it a little bit. See, just moving it up a little bit. You'll come across them. You'll come across them. You'll see them. Especially the more you draw, you say, oh, there's a tangent. Clarify. You want to be clear with what you're saying. Don't run off on a tangent like I do. Unless it's, I don't know, there's a reason. There's a reason to the madness. All right, there we go. There's the roof. There's the chimney. Oh, there's more little details. I see all the baby stuff, but you see it all fits in there. It's all just, we've got the structure. It's all now the detail and stuff. And some details like, you don't even have to worry about it. It's just, okay, a little roof. So just, I can just get the feel of all the, depending on how much, all the roof, I'm just scribbling the roof tiles, but they would be in there. And then all the shading. Yeah, we won't get into shading, but this whole side is a way, this helps actually push this side back into space. There's lights hitting here. It's kind of like the Washington Monument that we had pictures of, the light hitting it, the sunlight hitting it. All right, well, I think that's it. This is going to be a little bit darker. Here's a little bit lighter. Down here, just slight. I mean, there's all these little, we're not going to get into talk to, shading and stuff, but shading is, what's the darkest you can get? Where's your darkest darks? Where's your lightest lights? And it's a whole value range, just getting those value ranges, right? And you're just almost like coloring, it's advanced coloring. It's the next level value. Because after value, what's more important than color is value, really, because value is actually one of the properties of color. All right. I don't know. I haven't seen. I've been just chit-chatting away. We're down to 6 people here. I've lost somebody. Yeah. Let me see. I think we're going to call it a night as well. All right. Any other questions? Oh, there we go. Thank you a lot for a great class. It's been a long time since I've been able to hear. So happy and grateful to be here. Thank you, Ladio. Have a great week. Thank you. Oh, Aunt Francois. You're welcome. Yes, it's been a while, Aunt Francois. She's also, I think, in New York, from what I recall. Yeah. All right. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Call it a night. Let's stop recording. How long was this? Stop recording.